is about animals just as lethal as the T.rex. As you know, we're not going to be including dinosaurs in this list. We're going to be including one of the most ferocious animals besides dinosaurs that got extinct millions or thousands of years ago. Well, probably not billions. Yeah, we should get started. The first up on our list is Smilodon. Smilodon is commonly misconceived as the saber-toothed tiger, but that's a false nickname because Smilodon is not closely related to tigers. Just so you guys know, Smilodon lived about 11,000 years ago during the late Pleistocene epoch. Smilodon means knife tooth because it has huge saber-like fangs. You can see. The word saber isn't misleading to this animal that lived during the Pleistocene age. I wonder how Smilodon versus woolly mammoth would be. Smilodon might be able to take down a woolly mammoth, but probably has to be in a pack. Woolly mammoth is on this list, just so you know. Smilodon is kind of sounds like a happy name because all smiley and stuff. Because smile, odon. Because if you guys know that odon means tooth or dawn, well, you guys probably think it's like smiling tooth or something. But that's not the case. Smile is the complete opposite in Greek. Smile means knife in Greek. Just so you guys know. Smilodon is a bit smaller than the modern day lion, but it's much heavier than that of the modern day lion. Yes? Next up, Dunkleosteus. Dunkleosteus is named after Dr. David Dunkel, who probably discovered the fossil or something, or maybe studied it. Dr. David Dunkel, unusual name. Anyway, Dunkleosteus is a armored placoderm fish because it had like armor all over it. Placoderm is some type of connection between an arthropod and a fish, I guess. This guy has huge bones instead of teeth in its jaws, which is what made it dangerous. And it's also very aggressive. It eats other sharks too. Sometimes maybe even crocodiles. Like, I don't know what crocodiles existed during that time. Probably the Devonian period. Maybe the Eogyrhinus. Well, that means early frog, but it's actually crocodile. Anyway, Euparkeria is the next. Euparkeria means Parker's animal, or for Parker. Whatever, because this Parker guy discovered it. Euparkeria can walk on 2 legs or 4 legs, and some people say the meaning is Parker's good animal, but well, it wasn't that good if you ask me, because like Smilodon, it had huge fangs, but it didn't live after the dinosaurs. It lived before the dinosaurs during the Middle Triassic period. This Euparkeria was very ferocious. It walked on 4 legs but could rise up on 2 legs at times, and it was really fast, like the Postosuchus, its close relative. The Euparkeria also has loads of sharp teeth which it used to disembowel and chase down its prey. Next up, Helicoprion. Helicoprion, also known as Helicorpion, was a sawtooth shark, also known as the whorl-toothed shark. Helicoprion lived during the late Carboniferous period to the late Triassic period, so pretty much a survivor, but not like the Ammonites. The Ammonites were total survivors. They were like they survived from the Devonian to the late Cretaceous period. They survived the whole era extinction. Anyway, Helicoprion has rows of 15 to 18 saw-like teeth, and its name means saw shark, sawtooth shark. And the Helicoprion lived in what is now the seas of, well, Western Europe and North America. Okay, thanks for the facts. And it lived about 200 million years ago. Okay, nice facts. Next up, we have the Dimetrodon, or Dimetrodon as you may call it. This guy had 2 types of teeth, and its name means, you guessed it, 2 lengths of teeth. Well, the striking feature of this guy was he had a huge sail on his back, kind of like Spinosaurus, but who would mistake a Dimetrodon for a Spinosaurus? Because Dimetrodon lived during the early Permian period, while Spinosaurus lived during the late Cretaceous period, so I mean, let's not compare. Well, we can compare their sails, I guess. The Dimetrodon's sail was more like triangle-ish, while the Spinosaurus was kind of like more roundish, I guess. So Dimetrodon basically hunted its prey. It ate another crocodile on this list, Eryops. Yeah, it ate Eryops. Eryops was a prehistoric crocodile. Yeah, so Dimetrodon lived about 270 million years ago during the early Permian period, and that was during the Paleozoic era. Paleozoic era was about 540 to 251 million years ago, I guess. Okay, next up on our list is the Titanoboa, or the Gigantophis, as you may call it. The Titanoboa, yeah, it means huge boa or something. Huge snake, I guess. Titanoboa was a 42-foot long snake, and it lived during the early Paleocene period. So it lived right after the dinosaurs went extinct, like 60 million years ago or something. Titanoboa was huge. I already said that. It was about 13 meters long, and Titanoboa feasted on fossilized dinosaur eggs, I guess, because, I mean, like, it has a small mouth, because it's a snake. Snakes don't have that big mouths. And it didn't have venom, because it was like a boa. Yeah, and it swallowed its meal whole, kind of like other snakes, and it kind of rested after that. Next up on the list is the Jacalopterus. The Jacalopterus is like basically a huge scorpion. It reaches up to 8.4 feet long in length, and that's longer than a human is tall. An average human, of course. The Jacalopterus was basically a huge version of normal scorpion, but something strange about the scorpion was that it was a sea scorpion, and it preferred to ambush fish. Like, it was like in the water like this, and then snap. Now let's move on to the Leopleurodon. Leopleurodon means smooth-sided tooth, and it was basically a huge shark-like plesiosaur, a short-necked plesiosaur. I mean, like, there's nothing smooth about this guy's teeth. This guy's teeth had, like, basically it had huge teeth with a powerful bite force, almost as strong or maybe even stronger than the T.rex. Next up on our list is the Arthropleura. The Arthropleura was basically a huge herbivorous millipede. There's nothing so scary about this guy because it's herbivore, but did you check on that word, millipede? It's a millipede. It was about 2 meters long. And it was like huge. It's also kind of like the Jacalopterus, almost as long as the Jacalopterus, because it was longer than an adult human is tall. I already said that. Because, yeah, just imagine this thing on your feet and then it's crawling up to you and then it gets into your nose and then, oh my gosh, I just don't want to say it anymore. Mosasaurus is next on our list. Mosasaurus was basically a huge animal that lived in the sea. It could grow up to 72 feet long, maybe 71. So clearly it is bigger than Megalodon, which is 60 feet long. Oh, and Megalodon isn't in this list. The Mosasaurus means MUSE river lizard, because I guess that's where its fossils were first found. Mosasaurus. Nice name. Okay, next on our list is the woolly mammoth, or the mammoth. The mammoth lived about 11,000 years ago, after the dinosaurs went extinct, way after, during the middle to late Pleistocene epoch, in the late Quaternary period. And I guess it lived with Smilodon, but they couldn't have seen each other probably because the mammoth's part was covered in ice. This part was called the Ice Age. Yeah, Smilodon could have survived it. The woolly mammoth had huge tusks that could grow up to 1 meter, 2 meters long, I guess. Long. That's long. Next up on our list is the Pliosaurus. The Pliosaurus, also known as Prehistoric, was a huge plesiosaur that had a bite around 3 to 4 times stronger than the mighty T.rex. And it has huge jaws. It lived during the late Jurassic period, 145 million years ago, I guess. And then the Meganeura is next on our list. The Meganeura was basically like a huge fly-like reptile. It was a griffin fly, and it was related to the dragonflies. It was a carnivore, eating smaller insects. Do you want to do this one? Sure. And Meganeura, basically, like, it has huge, like, wings that couldn't, like, fold, so it would be attractive. Wait, that's actually a bad thing because it would become a meal for hungry reptiles like the Hylonomus. Okay, good job, Jasper. Next up on our list is the Eryops, like I already mentioned in the Dimetrodon. So Eryops could have gotten eaten by the Dimetrodon, but it hunted Diplocollises, and it uses its super sharp teeth to pulverize them, but it couldn't hide from the mighty Dimetrodon because I guess the Dimetrodon is more powerful bite than this guy. Eryops was a small prehistoric crocodile. I mean, like, small because for a crocodile because it was like 7 feet long only. Next up on our list is the Caenognithus. The Caenognithus means dog jaw because of a dog-like jaw with huge, like, fang-like things like Smilodon. And it hunted peaceful grazing animals like Canimeria. Wow, I can't believe I actually said that. That's even harder than Carcharodontosaurus to pronounce. Cyanognathes was pretty small, around 4 feet long, or 1.2 meters, if you want to say it in meters. Next up is the Taenadoman, or Taenadoman, whatever you want to call it. The Taenadoman had a strange jaw, just like Helicoprion. It had a saw-like jaw, but not exactly a saw. It didn't have that sharp teeth, though. But it used its sharp teeth to just curl around its prey and squeeze it to death, I guess. Unlike the Helicoprion, we just use its thing to stick out and then catch prey just like that, with sticky tongue. And then next up on our list after the Taenadoman is the Quetzalcoatlus. It's fearsome because it's like a huge, I don't know, bird-like pterosaur. It's the biggest pterosaur ever, and a wingspan of nearly 40 feet, or 12 meters. And Quetzalcoatlus was named after the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl because, like, it was feathery and stuff. And next up on our list is the Argenovis, another bird. The Argenovis was pretty huge in size. I mean, like, it had a huge wingspan, almost 25 feet, but not as big as the Quetzalcoatlus, of course. Well, it was more ferocious than the Quetzalcoatlus because it had huge talons. Huge talons. Anyway, the next up on our list is Nothosaurus. The Nothosaurus was pretty big in size, around 15 feet, but not as big for a sea monster, but it still was deadly. It had huge jaws with like fang-like things where it used to trap marine animals like ammonites and squid and small squid. And next up on our list is the Anomalocharus. This guy is pretty weird. He's about 24 inches long, like pretty short. Yeah, the Anomalocharus was really small, but it had pretty huge jaws. It gave them to grasp prey such as fish and small sea animals because it lived in the deep sea more than 500 million years ago. Basilosaurus is the next one on our list. The Basilosaurus, meaning king lizard, was a huge whale because it was originally thought to be a sea reptile, because if it was a sea reptile, it would be the biggest one discovered in that time. That's why they call it king lizard, but it's actually a whale. Carnivorous whale. All whales are carnivores, right? Yes, they are. Okay, after the Basilosaurus is the Sarcosuchus. The Sarcosuchus means flesh crocodile, or you can say Sarcosuchus if you don't want to pronounce it in the weird way. Sarcosuchus means flesh crocodile because it's super heavy. It weighs as much as its bite force because its bite force was like 3 times stronger than the T.rex, and it was the most lethal animal on this list. Yeah, Sarcosuchus was basically like, it ate T.rex's relatives like the Apalachiosaurus and more. So the Sarcosuchus was super deadly. Yeah, that's basically all we have to say today. Please enjoy this video, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Okay, bye everyone.